Hi everybody, I'm quite excited to have found this CD that I can show you. The original illustrations for Beth's Spellcraft for Hedgewitch's book, which I thought I had lost, and I only had tiny little thumbnail images for it, but I've actually found the proper... These aren't the actual pieces because I had to give those to the publisher, obviously, because they paid me for them, but these are my copies, and unless we're going to get interference, you should be able to see them quite well. Probably a lot of you will be familiar with this book, but if you're not, Beth is a very popular author on the subject of hedge witchcraft, and she asked me to do these because we are friends, and I was very honoured. At the time I was still using my old style, my kind of pre-everyday enchantment style, so you'll see the difference. Also, beside that's the cover picture, you'll see that they're all in black and white, because unless you're producing a very expensive book, then all the illustrations are going to be black and white and grayscale for the sense of economy, so that you're not paying over the odds for a book, and will sell more copies therefore. Yes, so it's all very graphic, the black and white rotary pen type style that I was using previously, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's fine. That was the style that I used for years and years, but shortly after this things started to change for my work. Going to get some interference because they're so densely packed and intricate. I think the interference is getting even more pronounced, so we'll skip through a bit. There's a frog and a box. The theme of all of these was obviously spells, and Ray gave me her own suggestions of how they should look. She did the sketches for me and told me what needed to be in every illustration, so she was very helpful, and I hope that she was happy with them. It's strange looking back on them now because I just think, well, how differently I would do these now, but they work and they served the book, and that's the important thing. They were right for the book at that time. It's Glastonbury Tor, Lady with Basket, and Small Mouse in the foreground. Again, you've got my dense foliage borders, which I was using for years and years and years. That was just that's what I did every time, just how I worked. That's what came out. Ammonites and lots of leaves. If I get closer, I think I'm going to... I'm showing you these, and you've probably seen them in the book, but the paper in the book doesn't quite give you the same quality as seeing them on a white screen. So I'm hoping you're going to get a better view. People dancing to raise power, I think. Lots of these are self-explanatory. I'm not sure, because this is so tied in with what Ray was writing about to illustrate a point or a spell. I can't tell you why there's a badger and some bottles, but you know, there was a good reason for them, I'm sure. This is a nice piece on its own, the bees. Can we get closer to the bees? And the ivy, I like that. It's nice. I like the way it spirals round and they're following it round. Pleasing to the eye. Whoops. And cat and besom and cooking pot, cauldron. And leafy border, of course. And that's it for that. And then I can move away from that. I'm just closer, so there. I can get a bit closer. That's good. You can see a bit more detail. Yes, so it's very intricate work. And then I also did the previous book. Oops. Actually, I think I've got... Oh, that's not working out at all well, is it? You can't... That looks pink. Hang on, bear with. Let's go to some light. There we go. I'm not sure here whether we're on the same book or whether this is the previous book, because I did two books for Ray. I also did the Hedgewitch's Way. I think this might be from the book we were just looking at, which is this one. Spellcraft, that's the one we were just looking at on the screen. But these are... It's my... No, I think this is from the first book, the first one that I did, which was Hedgewitch's Way. And you see that tree alone took me, I don't know, I mean, I don't make a note of how long these things take me, but Very, very detailed work. I'd always put too much into things, really, I suppose. That was an interesting idea. The cauldron had pearls around the edge. I never did ask her why that was, but there we go. Maybe one of you knows why that was. Winged horse. I'm very happy with this. You know that I showed you earlier in an earlier video, if you watched the earlier videos about my portfolios, about the sort of medieval look? Well, that kind of carries on from there, doesn't it? It has that kind of feel about it, but it's somebody weaving a tapestry of two goblets. But the graphic style is very similar to the work I was doing for years, really. I just kind of built it up to its best state, and then I moved on to another style, which just kind of happened. Magical circle with foliage. Winged hare by hearth with bowl of milk. Can't explain that to you. I'm sure a lot of you have read this book and will remember why these particular images are there. Very happy with the way this came out. Nice wood burning stove, candle, and this mystical winged hare. And table, simple kitchen table and chair with magical items laid out. This was similar to the cover of the book, but not quite, because we had a figure. I think the publisher wanted a figure on the front cover. I'm not sure whether that's true or not, but we ended up with a figure on the front cover. This one has got a squirrel on the path. Again, loads of detail in this, which you probably won't see if you were just looking at it in the book. And this was a cunning man, a wise man, a Hedgewitch man doing his magic with a rat to keep him company by the water, and a kingfisher. So many creatures in my images, aren't there? I've mentioned the foliage and everything else, but virtually every single thing I ever do has got at least one representative of our creature kin in it. So important to me. I was always keen to draw that connection between us and every other being. That was like my reason to be, really. I felt like that was my purpose, was to show the interconnectedness of all beings. You know, even here we've got a little cat playing with a ball of wool while the lady sews her magical quilt. And a deer, leaping deer, and a butterfly dancing with a magical dance. And also our green kin, the growing things, are always there too. This one's pretty. Triskel, triple spiral, Hedgewitch's prayer book, which again is very detailed and got a lot of foliage on it. Couldn't get any creature into that one, unfortunately, but hey. Bird at stone circle with cows. There's a cow there. If you haven't ever seen these books, I do recommend that you get them, because they are beautiful, beautiful books. Even if you're not necessarily a practitioner of that kind of thing, they are beautifully written and very poetic and earth honouring, and that's why I was happy to be part of them. Very honoured to be part of them, in fact. Again, foliage, bluebells, fox, bird, trees. In the I like to do things in the round as well, so the cycle, the dance of life. I did a coloured version of quite a few of these, but I don't know where they've gone. I don't know how I can actually lose things, because I'm very good at keeping records of my stuff, but I have lost things, probably because I have had to move so many times and things tend to just vanish. I don't know why. no matter how well you pack things, you unpack them and something's always gone. I don't know. There's some sort of sprite that likes to you know, if you're going to move, I'm going to have one thing of yours or something like that. And it's always the thing that you really would like to have. Anyway, I don't know whether that's ever happened to you, but it's happened to me virtually every time I've moved. It's just like, yeah, where is that one thing that you know you've packed? It's gone. And I've generally always moved myself. So I've only got myself to blame. And I've it wasn't like I could blame the removal people because I did it myself. Anyway, moving on. A nice in the round wheel of the year with the salmon and the hare and the woodpecker. I was quite keen on doing sort of calligraphic writing. Does that make sense? Yeah, shut up, mate. Okay, so this is what I had previously of the other ones, which was just tiny little thumbnail, which was absolute waste of time. So is that it? Just one more thing. I'm not going to show you this because it's going to be not fair on Ray, but this is her previous notes that she gave me about what she wanted. Anyway, that's that. I will end it there. Thank you for watching. That was nice for me to be able to share that with you.